Mike Schneider Podcast.
Yeah, so I hear you're a beekeeper.
Yeah, I've been finding bees in my room just randomly, trying to sneak in. Yeah, I've been just hoarding bees.
Yeah. So let's start it off with an easy question. What's in your drink?
Drinking some good old H2O. Those are my sponsors. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you keep it. I don't really drink anything else. I just drink like water, coffee, beer. That's about it. Not really a soda guy.
Yeah, that's good. I pretty much always drink water too.
Yeah. I don't know, I just feel better. It's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like when I drink too much soda, it's like, you just want more soda. Or you get like the crazy sugar rush, something if you have too much of it.
Yeah.
I don't drink it too much anymore. So, like, when I drink like one soda or like another one, I feel like my body like freaking out a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's definitely good to pay attention to that and like tone it down when you realize it.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your upbringing, like how was your early childhood and any pivotal moments, and then you can transition into like how you discovered fingerboarding when it comes up.
I was born in Somerville, I think, or Somerville at Cambridge, Mass. Probably lived there for, I don't know, I think we lived there for like a couple years, and then our house burnt down, or like
Whoa.
the apartment burnt down, something like that, because like a little girl was playing with a candle, and it like rolled underneath the mattress.
Dude, that's crazy. She must have been haunted or something.
I don't know
Playing
what.
with a candle and then burning down your house.
She was going through some type of ritual, probably. I don't know.
No, dude, that's crazy. Do you remember that, or were you
No,
too
I
young?
was like maybe 2, I think.
And you weren't home, like you guys were out, or what?
No, we were home. I'm pretty sure from what I've heard, like my mom was home and then like my dad came home or something like that. But yeah, we made it out safely, thank God. So that's good. But yeah, born in Mass, moved to like Drake it when I was like 8, maybe. And yeah, I've been Drake it ever since. And yeah, I don't know, I like Drake it. Nice little, right near a rendezvous, so that's always fun. You know, down the street.
Yeah.
Drive by it like every day.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah. I'm like spoiled. I drive by it every day and I'm just like, there it is. There's like the greatest place ever.
But I can't go in because they're not open.
Yeah. I remember when before I even knew you, like I would drive by and I would just be like, oh, I wish they were open.
Yeah, so how'd you get into fingerboarding? Or wait, so you were 2 and then you were just 8 and then you were fingerboarding.
My upbringing, trying to think. Yeah, my mom moved to the United States from, she was born in Cuba, and she moved here when she was 8 years old, and then she had me at a pretty young age. She was 16 when she was pregnant with me, and she gave birth when she was 17. Our birthdays are like 4 days apart.
Whoa.
So, yeah, and then we just kind of lived in, Somerville, and then, I'm trying to think. Yeah, my parents were never really together.
So like, did you live with your mom and then your dad was like somewhere else, or like?
Yeah, my mom was just by herself, was working 2 jobs just to get like Christmas presents and stuff for me, and she worked her ass off just trying to, I don't know if I could swear, but
Yeah, you can say
okay. She worked her ass off just to get me nice clothes and put me through school and stuff. So she's a hard worker. I feel like that's where I probably get it from, like that Cuban bloodline of just like, I feel like they're just known for like fixing stuff. And my grandmother used to tell me stories about how my grandfather every single day would have to fix the car just to get to work. He would take parts out of the lawnmower, put it into his car just to drive to work, and then put them back in the lawnmower when you need to use the lawnmower or something.
Dude, that's awesome. That's like next level dedication, you know? It's like making do with what you have and learning how things work so that you can be creative and just make it work when it's not easy like that.
Yeah, the ingenuity is crazy. Like, they just driving like cars from like the 50s or like maybe even earlier. I'm not really sure what years, but just old cars.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Yeah, I got similar stories like from my grandfather in Russia. They had to like do crazy stuff to get a car, like get different parts from different places and put it together because he couldn't like get a car. So it's like kind of on the same idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, when I think about it, I'm just like, I probably couldn't do that. Like, I mean, if I grew up in the situation, like, I probably would learn, but I can't imagine myself being there and trying that.
Yeah, it's definitely like, unless you're super into cars, I think it's more of like a necessity. Like, you learn that because you have to. You know, you're like, I either don't leave my house or I figure out a way to do it. Like, you know, and then you're going to do it. And they didn't have YouTube to get on there and look it up on. They had to like really like learn it somehow. You know, look at it, stare at it. Yeah, stare at it for like 3 hours till you're like, okay, this goes to that and that does this, and like, I don't know. It's a whole nother level, but yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so where did I leave off? Like, yeah, so my mom was working 2 jobs, and then kind of, yeah, grew up. Then we moved to Woburn, I think, after the house burnt down, and then...
Dude, I bet we were in Woburn at like the same time because I was there like
you lived in
my
Woburn
first
too?
few years when I was little.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forget. I remember. It's funny. I remember my elementary school. I think it was called like the Clap or something. I think it was like the Clap Elementary School. It was kind of near like the water. I don't know. It might be a false memory. I don't know.
Such a random name.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's kind of weird, like the Clap.
That's cool.
But yeah, I think I moved out of there in like kindergarten, maybe. And then, then to Drake it, from Woburn to Drake it.
Cool. Yeah, what is Drake it like? Because I've only fingerboarded there, and like, you know, I don't really know what it's like as a town overall.
Yeah, it's like a farm town kind of, like, it's like bigger than Lowell, which is like the little city next to it, like just like land wise. Lowell obviously has more people, but yeah, Drake, it's kind of like a nice little, I don't know, mostly farms and stuff. It's huge. Like, to get across it almost takes like 20 minutes just to drive like from one side to the other side. Yeah, it was good though, because then like Lowell was close because you could always just like go skate downtown and it'd be like cool spots and stuff. There wasn't really many like skate spots in Drake it. There was like a couple. Then we had like Drake it Park, which they ended up closing for some stupid reason. After like raising all this money to open it up, they like ended up closing it for like 8 years or something.
Yeah, I remember going over the fence just to skate it one time. I had no clue what was up with it. I just saw it and I was like, oh, I'll try skating here. It seems fun.
Yeah, it's happened to me multiple times. You're just like, dude, it's perfectly good skate park. Why can't we skate it? What? I think it had something to do, like, why they closed it was because, like, some kids, like, set a porta potty on fire, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
I had to confirm with Jordan because he's the OG, so he knows.
That's crazy. Like, what does that even have to do with anything else?
I don't know.
Take care of the incident and it's yesterday's news, you know, go get back to skating.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of uppity in Drake it, I feel like. Just, like, I think it wasn't even, like, in the skate park, too. It was, like, around the skate park. And they just blamed the skaters for it, so they were like, all right, we're closing it. And then I think another incident happened, too. There's, like, a little snack shack or something. I think someone broke into it and, like, took a bunch of snacks, so they were like, oh, those damn skaters, like, it's them. We're going to close their skate park up. And
that'll show them.
Yeah, that'll show them, like.
Well, it's cool that it's open again. When did you start skating and how did you get into it?
I think my first introduction to skating was honestly like Tony Hawk's 900. Like,
sick.
As cliche as that is, like, I think
that's awesome.
because my dad's like super into sports and he would always have like ESPN on, and then I would just see him just like it would just the 900 was just on the TV one day, and I remember just being like, oh my god, that's crazy.
Wow.
And then I think from there it went to like like Tony Hawk Pro Skater, like 'cause I had like a PlayStation and stuff, and I had a Nintendo 64 actually. That was before the PlayStation, and I had like the Tony Hawk, the blue like cartridge that you would like smack in, and like I remember playing that, and that was like that was like my introduction to skating.
So you were playing the Tony Hawk games first, and then you picked up a real board, or?
Yeah, no, I don't even think I had a board yet. I think I started collecting like the tech deck, the thumb guys, like the magnetic thumb guys. I think I went from like that to like that because I was like, oh, this is cool skating, like skateboard related. And then I collected like maybe like 20 or 30 of those, like all different sorts. They're probably gone now, but definitely don't have those. But I started collecting those, and then I would get like the little tech deck stuff with like just like the rails and stuff. And I was never good with them, but it was just like a toy to me. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Didn't really know the potential in it. I was just like, I was probably like about like 8 years old around there. I've just always had it.
Cool.
And then trying to think when I got my first board. I remember having like a little, like those. It wasn't like a full grown skateboard. It was like one of those,
still
like,
on the tree. It was just a little branch still.
It was like the half skateboards for like children.
Yeah, the minis or like the super like Walmart.
Yeah, they were
tiny ones.
They were probably like a Walmart tiny one.
Yeah, they're like practically handboards, but they're stronger and they're like that kind of.
Like a little bit bigger than a handboard. Probably.
Yeah, I've been on those before.
And that was like my first skateboard I think I ever had, and I was like, probably like 8-ish, and then I probably rode that a couple times maybe, and then I don't think I had another skateboard until I was like 14 or 15.
Whoa.
Yeah, a big jump. I didn't really...
So you didn't get like super into it right away, but you kind of had the intro to it, and you're like, oh yeah, this is one cool thing out of probably... Like, did you do sports or like any random other things?
I played a lot of soccer. I played soccer for 8 years. It was kind of... I played hockey for 1, and then my mom was like, oh, hockey's expensive. You need new gear every year. Like, because skates, sticks, shoulder pads, like face mask, like... I'm a growing boy, so like every year I would need like new stuff, and then like soccer is just like the cheapest thing. You could just get cleats and shin guards, and you can use the same shin guards for a couple of years or something. But it was just a cheaper option, so I played soccer for 8 years. So I feel like that probably helped me with like being good on my feet, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
With skating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started skating. I started taking skating seriously like when I was like 16 maybe. Like I would just ride my skateboard for a while and just like cruise with the homies kind of as like a mode of transportation, just to like get around.
Well, why didn't you pick up a longboard then?
I almost did. I had a little longboard phase right before I started skating. And I was just like, I don't know. And then I realized like skateboarding was cooler, and I was just like, I want to learn tricks on this, and I don't know. It was just fun. I remember the first time I ever tried to ollie a 3-stair, I ollied it. Like could barely ollie, but I just flew at the 3-stair and like did a little ollie somehow and rode away.
Probably felt so good, right?
Yeah, especially when all your friends were like, "Oh, you did it!" You're just like, "Yeah, I did that." Like, felt so good riding away. Yeah, it was like this little 3-stair I used to go up to all the time. I was like down the street from my house. I would just skate it all the time, like right when I first started skating. Did like all my first tricks on it. Yeah, little stair.
That's sick. It's always cool. Like everyone has like that nostalgic spot where like they grew up skating and stuff.
Yeah, everyone really does. Yeah, it's crazy.
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's so crusty though. So crusty. Like I don't know if it got crustier or if it was just always that crusty. I was just skating it like, I don't know. But yeah, it was definitely a good little spot. Yeah, and I started fingerboarding in like high school, I think. Like when I figured out how to do ollies on like tech decks and stuff. Probably like 15. Yeah, that's in high school is where I learned how to start welding and stuff.
Sick. So how did you come across, or like how did you get actually into fingerboarding at that point? Because you were skating and then you had the fingerboards from before, but you just kind of had them. You weren't like shredding.
Yeah. I think just kids in my class had tech decks and stuff, and I was like, oh, I have these too. And then I just started like, I see all of them actually doing tricks with them and stuff, and I was like, what? That's wicked cool, because I was like getting into skating, and I was like, oh, I want to try that stuff, so I started trying it, and then like we just became friends with all the, because we already were kind of friends, but then like fingerboarding probably like made us closer friends, just like trying new tricks, like, oh, watch this, like in the middle of class or something, like when the teacher goes out, or just like in between, whenever you get a second, just pull it out and do a couple tricks.
Yeah, definitely similar. Like I also started in school and like everyone was doing it, and it was like super fun, just like any second we could, just like fingerboarding on all the books and stuff.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it was good. It was good too, because I was in metal fab. That's 'cause I went to a technical school, which is where I learned to weld.
Yeah, dude, and now you're welding crazy stuff. Like I was saying before, like your company is insane. You have just like the fanciest metal benches, cool designs no one else has. They have amazing feeling and stuff. So yeah, I'm sure everyone's dying to know, how did you get into welding and how did you get so dang good at it? And then, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy because like it wasn't even like on purpose or anything. It was just kind of like, I didn't even want to go, because it was like a trade school where I learned, and I remember just kind of picking it because it was like metal fabrication, and I was like, oh, it has the word metal in it, like that's cool. Like I was thinking of like, I was like into like metal bands and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is like metal fabrication, that's pretty cool. Or whatever, and then I just kind of like took metal fab on a whim, and they just they were like, every single day they would be like, yeah, basically make whatever you want. So I would just like make flat bars and stuff for like fingerboarding, and as long as you were busy, like they didn't really care, like they were just like, go for it, like as long as you're busy learning to weld and stuff. Like we did like practice things, like we would do like class projects and stuff, but like we had a lot of downtime and stuff, so because we would get like 1 week on trade, so you'd do like all welding for like an entire week, and then you would go back and do like academic stuff like math, English, science, history, and stuff like that. And then it was just, so you just go back and forth, and I was just always like wanting to make stuff. I was like almost like addicted to making like fingerboard obstacles. Like I made so much stuff because it was just fun, and everybody that I knew was like, oh, can you make me this? And I was like, yeah, I'll make you this, and give them some stuff like benches, and and then I just continued welding after school, because it was like, when you got out of high school, it's like, what am I going to do now? It was like, well, I have the skill of welding, might as well put it to use. And so I just always like, ever since I got out of high school, every job I've had basically has been welding.
Yeah, super sick. So you got a job welding, and then you're just kind of like messing around making fingerboard stuff on the side.
Yeah, well, in high school I was making stuff, and then I stopped making stuff in high school. Like I didn't make anything else after high school because I didn't really have a welder. And then this past year when I had the injury, I was like, I got a lot of downtime on my hands, It was just always something I wanted to do, because I would look at all the old stuff I had from high school and just like, this stuff's cool, like I should make more of this stuff. And I knew how to do it, I just never like pulled the trigger and decided to just go for it until like last year. And I was just like, I got the time on my hands now, so might as well. And yeah, thanks for the kind words, dude. I'm really hyped on all the stuff I've been making.
Yeah, dude, it's amazing stuff. Like, good thing you randomly chose to take metal fab, because it sounded cool.
Yeah, literally, that's it, dude. I was just like, metal, that's cool. Like, I'm into metal. Like, I don't know. Like I didn't even. They let you take exploratories and stuff. So you would like try it on your freshman year. You would like try every like shop for like a month or something.
That's sick. That's really cool because then you can see what you like, what you don't like, what you're good at, what you suck at, and then kind of pick like, all right, here's what's next.
Yeah, I think I took like carpentry too and like masonry. And yeah, I don't know, metal fab was just like, yeah, metal's cool, like that's hardcore or whatever. And I just
well, it is, dude. You're like melting metal, and like metal is pretty intense to work with. Not everyone can do that. Like I learned woodworking on my own and stuff, but like I can't do that much with metal. I know how to cut it and bend it a little. That's about it.
Yeah, it is pretty fascinating. Like when I'm welding, I'm like, I understand how it's working, but I'm like, how did they figure this out? Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
It's cool. It's really cool. Like every time I'm like putting down like a nice bead and stuff, I'm like, I just take like after I'm done welding, I kind of like take a second to appreciate it, and I'm like, it's a good one. Or if it's a bad one, you're like, I don't know, it's good enough, maybe.
I mean, I gotta say, you're very mindful of your work. Like, I notice, like, when you do good work, you're really happy, and when you're, like, not happy with something, we all think it's great, and you're like, no, see, look at this, and we're like, oh, I guess, but, like, you know what the hell you're doing, and you're really focused on, like, I'm gonna get it perfect, and then you just outdo yourself, and you're like, check out how perfect this, like, it's all worth it, you know? It's like, that's why you have some of the best stuff.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it's like a curse, it's like a gift and a curse at the same time, because you're like the littlest thing will just bother you, and you're just like, it needs to be perfect, but you're like, no one's gonna notice that. Like
I'm like that with making boards too. I'm like, oh, I gotta break this board, it sucks, and people are like, no, I'll take it, like it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, it's hard because you're just like, you feel like you're putting too much energy into trying to fix something where it's really not a big deal, and you're just like, is this even worth my time trying to fix this little thing? And like,
yeah, you got to find a balance, but usually it results in a better quality product at the end. So
yeah, and I've been figuring out the process as I'm going, because I don't have like all the tools I want right now, like all the machines and stuff. So trying to figure out ways to like shortcut it and stuff, and my experience from like my other jobs and stuff. Like one of my old jobs, I used to make like handrails and stuff.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
Like real life handrails?
Yeah, like real life handrails. Like we made like so many different handrails.
Yeah, somebody's got to make those. I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah, it was cool.
Dude.
I would always think about it like, is this one skatable? I'll never know. Like it's just going out into
you don't
the
know
world.
where it's going. Yeah.
You would never know. It would just like make a bunch of handrails, like all different styles, like colonial rails, like with like the molded like hand railings and stuff, and like they would have like
the curly cues and stuff.
Yeah, like they'd be like all twisted and stuff, and like have like weird patterns on them. I used to make a bunch of those. It was a lot of work.
Dude, that's so cool though.
Yeah.
I always like figured they just come out of like a factory or something. Like you never think of like a person made this handrail. Like whether or not it's a skatable one, like every skater looks at handrail and just like, that's a nice handrail.
Yeah.
Like people walking around using their hands on them, they don't probably notice. But we're all obsessed with handrails.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, that's so sick that you made them, dude.
Yeah.
What?
I wonder if I've ever like come in contact with one that I've made, just like not knowing. Like
every day you use it, you just don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've made like hundreds of them.
Wow.
Probably. Yeah, I worked at this job for like 8 or 9 months. Like right after, it was like actually my first job right out of high school, just making handrails. And then, yeah, I don't know where any of them went. It was a hard job, dude. It was just like right out of high school, just working a grown man shift, like 7 a.m. to like 4, something like that. But yeah, it's worth it, I guess. Someone's skating them.
Yeah. I bet at least one of them's been skated. If you made like over 100.
Right? That's
sure.
what I'm saying. Like, there has to be at least one.
Yeah. Dude, one day you're going to like see like a professional skate part and be like, dude, I think I made that one.
I wish, dude. Like, I don't, it's It'd be hard to tell. I don't know. Because they were like so blended in and stuff. Like usually I can tell like at my job, like because a lot of people make the same stuff right now. And like usually I can like look at my welds and be like, all right, that's one I made because I know how my welds look and stuff.
Sick.
From like other people's welds. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, you mentioned that like you got back into welding fingerboard obstacles after your injury. You have probably the craziest fingerboard injury. Not that it happened fingerboarding, but like fingerboard related in terms of like you're a fingerboarder and it happened to your hand of all things.
Yeah.
You gotta tell the story. It's insane.
Yeah, the one finger that you need to fingerboard, I destroyed it pretty bad. Yeah, I was just riding my four-wheeler one day. My parents have like 20 acres up in New Hampshire, so I was just riding my four-wheeler. It was like in March of 2022, I think.
Dang, so it was freezing out too.
A little bit. It was like one of those days where it was like kind of warm out, like maybe 50, 40, something like that, but there's still a little bit of snow on the ground, like, because it's out in the woods.
Yeah.
So there'd be like a bunch of like random snow patches. Yeah, and I was just like, I drove up there. It's like an hour away from my house in Drake. So I drove up there by myself, just solo. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go ride my four-wheeler for the day, like have fun. And yeah, I just started like, I don't know, it happened so quick, dude. I was just like having a good time, and next thing I know, I just like, I'm taking a kind of a sharp turn, and I just hit like a patch of snow or something. Like the ground must have been like wet, and I just like slid like 10 feet, 15 feet, like sideways, and then there's like, we have like this creek. It's like almost like a river, but it's like a creek. Or a brook, I think they call it. Yeah, I think it's a brook. And it's like maybe like 20 feet wide some places, and in other places it's like 40 feet wide. It's just like all water, running water and stuff. And yeah, I fell like over like a little cliff, maybe about like 2 feet. And I just like sideways like rolled over the cliff and like flipped. And then I like somehow like moved like as I was falling to like kind of go over the quad, like back up onto land as I was like, and I just fell right into the water, and then the four-wheeler like was like on my foot, and I'm like in 3 feet, maybe like 2 feet deep of water, somewhere around there, and I was just like trying to get out. And my foot was like stuck. I'm trying to move this four-wheeler. It's a pretty heavy four-wheeler. And yeah, it just happened so fast, dude. I like got my foot out, and then I was like, my instinct was like, because it's freezing cold, I'm just like in the water. Like my head didn't go under, but like I was like up to like my neck. Like my face didn't go under, but like my whole body was under. And I'm like trying to like move this thing off me. And like as soon as I got like free, I like tried to like jump over the quad and like get back to land, and like right when I put my hand down on the quad, it was still running. I didn't realize it, and it like caught my glove, like the chain, and like pulled my hand right into the sprocket and just like hit my finger, like my middle finger too. And then I remember, it's crazy because like I remember seeing my finger go into the sprocket, and I was like, holy shit. And then like I like put the rest of my palm in there and like pried my finger out because I didn't want to lose my finger, because it happened so quick. It like pulled it in like at this angle, and then I just like just forced it in and like yanked. I don't even know how I got it out, dude. It just happened so quick. I like climbed back up to the land, and I looked at my hand, and it was just like, I could see the bone. It was like, it was all mangled, and I just like was freaking out, and I had to like sprint back to the house, and like nobody was at the house.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's even crazier. Like, you were alone, you were soaking wet in, like, the end of winter, like, and your hand was, like, broken.
Yeah, I was just in the middle of the woods, too, like, pretty far out there.
Yeah.
It was on 20 acres.
You
so
drove there, so then you had to, like, run back.
I sprinted back.
Yeah.
It's crazy, because, like, I saw it happen, and, like, the whole time I'm, like, running back to the house, like, I didn't even feel pain. Like, it hadn't really quite hit me yet. And then, like, right when I got inside the house, it, like, hit me. And I was just like, oh, my God, like, this is horrible. Like, I called my mom, and she, like, drove the hour to, like, come pick me up and stuff, which I maybe should have called an ambulance. But, like, that stuff's crazy expensive. Like,
Yeah.
to get an ambulance to the house, because it's, like, kind of, like, on a dirt road, like, long dirt road and stuff. It cost me a lot of money, but yeah, she came, picked me up, and like brought me to the hospital. I just sat there for like an hour just with a messed up hand.
Dude, so crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I was just like sitting there like, holy crap. I was like soaking wet too, so like I was like taking off all my clothes, but like I didn't want to take off like my jacket and stuff, because it was like I didn't want to like touch my hand, because I couldn't.
Yeah.
So everything was just like on this arm. Like, so I had like my hoodie and like my jacket just like on this arm soaking wet, and I'm just like, I remember I just like I put down like a towel, like a couple towels, and I just laid there in front of the heater, just like waiting for my mom to show up so she could like drive me to the hospital.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then to the hospital, it was like an hour drive almost, like 45 minutes. And I drove to the hospital, and we sat there for like an hour or two just before I even saw a doctor.
Damn.
Yeah, and then I ended up staying at that hospital for 3 nights, I think it was. And I had 2 surgeries on my hand. That I had one surgery the day after it happened, and they were like, all right, this is going to be like a cleanup surgery. We're going to go in there and clean everything out and then like analyze it. And then the second surgery was like the next day, I believe. And they were like, yeah, this is bad. Like, this is way worse than we thought. Like, we might have to amputate his finger. And then I think the doctor was like, he's like, we might have to amputate it, or like, you know, you can get a second opinion somewhere else. And my dad was just like, yeah, we're getting a second opinion from somewhere else. So he like called, I don't know how he did it, but he called like Boston or something, like a hospital in Boston. We went to Boston, and I remember when we got to Boston and I saw like the doctor for the first time. They were just like, oh yeah, we get stuff like this all the time. Like, we get crushed hands all the time. Like, yeah, we could do this. And I was like, well, okay, that's like a relief, I guess.
Yeah, totally. That's a big difference from like, yeah, we might have to just take it off. And then this dude's like, yeah, we can fix it. I remember when you were telling me all this before, but like now hearing it even like in more detail is like, whoa.
Yeah, dude, it was crazy. I spent like almost a week in the hospital, just all messed up, and just, like they were giving me like crazy pain medicine and stuff. Just like it's hard. It was like hard to sleep because I would like wake up and like feel the pain, and I'd just be like all messed up, like, you know, just like excruciating pain. But yeah, they were able to fix it, man. Thank God. And then I had one pin like right underneath this fingernail, and then I had another one on the side. And then I broke my palm, and like they had one going through, I think it was like right through the knuckle to fix it.
Crazy.
Yeah. And then so it was like I was good. I was on the trail of recovery, or whatever, the track of recovery, whatever. And I wasn't getting much motion out of my pinky and stuff, like after like a month.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and then they gave me like another surgery to like remove all the scar tissue and stuff, so I can like move my pinky more and stuff. So now I can actually like close my pinky full, because before that surgery I could only like go like a little bit, like move it a little bit like that, and then after the surgery I can like close it
that's
full.
way better.
Yeah, it's so much better now.
It looks like practically like all good now, right? Like you can do everything, or
Yeah.
almost.
Yeah, it's not really like functioning. It functions fine, I mean, but it definitely gets like stiff and like sometimes it'll cramp up if I'm like trying to like grab something for too long or like hold it like with a firm grasp.
Yeah, firmly grasp it in your hand. Oh man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you had to do a lot of training to like get it back working too, right?
Yeah, I was going to like physical therapy and stuff for a while, like a couple months and stuff, and yeah, the lady that helped me was fantastic. She just knew everything. She was like, "Yeah, I've seen this before. Like, we got you, basically." And
So crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's insane, man. I think about that stuff all the time. Like, if we were just in a different generation or something, like, I would have no fingers and stuff. And, like, all the other injuries I've had, too, man. Like...
You have more.
I have more injuries, man.
Oh, man. Good morning. Today's episode is sponsored by Chems. Chems FB and Chems Skate as well. Check this out. Wow. I asked for a 9-inch board because that's what I skate, and they actually had it. That's how you know they're good. Let's see the shape. Oh yeah. That's great. Super nice. Blue top, sick. Yeah, they have all kinds of sizes and graphics and stuff. This is super sick. Wow. I need to like back up so I can see what this is. Yeah. Super sick. I'll probably skate this thing one day. Feels good. And then, anyways, of course, they're a fingerboard company, so that's actually why they sponsored, but the skateboard's a nice surprise too, so. Is there something else? Yeah, let's see what's in here. Yeah. Wow. Dang, they got crazy packaging too. First, we're going to start with the stickers. Got some nice holographic stickers and some cool tags. Yeah. And a little small sticker sheet. Awesome. Cool. Stoked for the pod. Oh yeah, me too. Alright, check out this packaging. This is super nice. So, it says on the back here, the mold shape, the cut shape, and the size, which is cool. So, they've got all these different options. I read on their website, each of their orders is custom made, so you pick on the site what graphic you want, and then, you know, what size. They got 33 by 96, 33.5 by 96, 34 by 96, and 35 by 96. And then mold shape, mid pro, low pro, and DK pro. And then cut shape, popsicle, eggy, O shape, I don't know if it's 0 or O, street, and boxy. So, wow, damn. Gold is awesome. That is so sick. Oh, sick. So this is the same as the skateboard. No way. That's so cool to have both. So there's the skateboard and there's the fingerboard. Yeah, awesome. So let's check it out. Yeah, it's got pretty sharp dips and fairly steep kicks. Not super steep, but how I like them, really. So this is the mid-pro mold, 34 by 96. And if you can see the shape, it's super crisp, super defined. Yeah, looks nice. Good plies, like some light green plies and maple, of course. And yeah, I'm obsessed with this graphic because the gold, it's just gold on the background, so there's a lot of other colors too. Really cool. And yeah, it's kind of like a boxy-ish nose, not super, oh, okay, yeah, pretty square nose, and a little bit rounder tail. So kind of unique too. You know, a lot of people shape their boards in different ways and stuff. So this definitely has like its own style for sure, its own vibe. So yeah, check out Chems FB on Instagram, and I think their website should be chemsfb.com. Perfect. So yeah, and also with the board, got stickers, by the way, more stickers, and a piece of tape that fits so perfect it's hard to get out. Ooh, 3, even better, 3 pieces of tape. I don't know if they always come with 3, but I assume they probably do. And the tape feels great too. So yeah, check them out, chemsfb.com, chemsfb on Instagram. There's that packaging again, and the website. So yeah, thank you, ChemsFB.
I had a surgery on my ankle from skating. I broke my ankle trying to skate a mini ramp.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang.
I was doing a boneless in transition, and when I came down, like, you know when your foot kind of like lands on the board and then it like slips off?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. That's my right ankle. So I was coming down in the quarter, and like my foot landed on the tail, and then it like went straight to like the concrete. Like it kind of just like
slipped off real hard.
Yeah, like really quick, and like I just kind of fell and sat on it and broke it like 3 places.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dang.
I have a crazy scar on that one. I have like a plate and 8 screws on my ankle.
Still in there?
Yeah, it's still in there. I never want. The doctor was always like, "Yeah, you can get it out," but I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, then you have to have another surgery, right?
Another surgery. And I was just like, I don't know. It honestly kind of feels stronger with it in there, because that was like a thing too. I was like, I know they say like it would be fine and stuff, but I always felt like if I kept it in, it would just be stronger.
I heard when you break a bone that it heals stronger than it was initially, right?
Yeah, I've heard that too.
So now you have like double strength. You got the stronger bone, and then you got the metal reinforcement.
I know. Dude, when I kick stuff, I feel like I kick it so hard.
Whoa.
I don't
Wait,
know.
like, can you feel the metal on the outside?
Yeah.
Like if you like tap on it?
Yeah, like if my
Whoa.
it's weird because like if like I'll be skating or something and like the board will hit it. I almost feel it. It almost like vibrates like my whole foot.
Whoa, yeah.
Like my whole like. Yeah.
Can you play music on it, or it doesn't make a sound?
No, it doesn't make a sound. I was worried about it like at first, like going through metal detectors and stuff, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was fine. Metal detectors.
It doesn't set them off, or what?
Yeah, it doesn't set them off. That was one of the things I was like,
Interesting.
is this gonna go off? But
Do you go through the metal detector or the body scanner at the airport?
I've gone through both. I remember one time I was going through one. They were, they're telling you to take everything out of your pockets, and you're just like, all right, taking everything out of my pockets.
Yeah.
Thought I took everything out of my pocket, dude. And I go through it, and the guy was just like, okay, yeah, just like, wait right there. And I was just like, oh, okay. He's like, what's in your right pocket? And I was like, nothing. And I like slowly reach in, and I had like a dime. And I was like, how did they know I had a dime in here? This thing's crazy. Like, they knew I had a dime in my pocket.
Yeah.
It was just the craziest thing ever.
Was that the scanner or the detector?
Yeah, the scanner.
Okay,
like,
yeah,
the
those
thing
those get everything.
Yeah.
Those are crazy. You can like opt out of going through those. Like some people are like, yeah, they're like not good for your health and whatever. Like go through the old school metal detector because it's like not as bad for you. So you can be like, yeah, I want to opt out, and then they like take you to the side and just put you through the metal detector instead.
Yeah.
So that's why I was asking like which one do you go through? Because like some people like I don't go through the like body scanner. I just go through the metal detector.
Yeah. That was like the only time I think I've really had that option. It was just kind of like following.
Yeah, you have to like ask for it. Otherwise, they just put you through the scanner.
Yeah, I was just like following it. I think they just kind of pointed at me, and I was like, oh, I don't really. This was like maybe like 4 years ago. I was just like, whatever, I'll go through it. I didn't really think too much of it. But yeah, it's just crazy how it can detect like the smallest little like dime in your pocket.
Yeah,
And,
it's wild.
Yeah.
Crazy technology.
Yeah, dude. It's fast. It's just like, I don't know, man. that tripped me out too, because I was like so confident there was nothing there.
Yeah.
And then there's like, the way he acted like so suspicious too, because he was just like he like had the radio and he was like, wait right there, like. And I was like, oh no, am I in trouble?
What'd I do?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy, dude. Like, I don't know, man. Shit just happens so fast, dude. You can never anticipate it.
Yeah.
Happening like that. It's just like, I thought it was just a normal day and just changed the course of my life forever.
Yeah. Got you making some good obstacles, though.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like sometimes in life, like, shit needs to happen for you to do other things.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, every good thing or every bad thing that happens, like, has something good that happens because of it, where it's like, if that didn't happen, the course of, like, the future would have been different. So it's like, everything is some kind of blessing in disguise, even if it seems like just a bad thing that, you know, there's nothing good about getting hurt and getting, you know, like, super injured and all that, but then it's like, it put you on a path to, like, doing something awesome.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, there's so many like people that like get injured, or like, you know, like the Olympics for like the like people, I forget what it's called.
Special or no, Paralympics?
Paralympics, yeah, like those people just go through like a horrible accident and stuff, and now they think their lives are like ruined, like because they lost a leg or something, but then they just end up being like the greatest Paralympics ever, and you're just like, they needed, that's what happened, and they made the best of it. So I don't know, man. It's just, you gotta like, I try not to think about it, but I do pretty good at that. But some days it's just like, fuck.
Yeah. I mean, when you do think about it, you just gotta look at the positives. And
yeah, that's what I do. I'm just like, I'm on a good course now.
Yeah. I'm super happy for you that you recovered as well as you did from that, you know. Because I remember you were here and it's like, dude, I don't know if I'll be able to fingerboard anymore. And like,
yeah, I was super depressed too, because they were giving me like crazy strong like pain killers and stuff, so I was just like high as a kite, just sitting on the couch all day, just like taking those things. I was in excruciating pain for like at least like a month.
Wow.
Maybe
Crazy.
a little less, but basically a month.
It's a long time. You can't really just do nothing. Like,
yeah, like it would go away and then it would just come back like so hard, and you're just like, oh my god, like this is awful. And I was just thinking like the whole time, like, damn, I can't fingerboard, like. It sucks too, because fingerboard's like the easiest thing to do. Like, you don't really have to like exert much effort into trying, unless you're battling like a trick you want or something. But you just kind of sit there and you're just like, you're never gonna get hurt fingerboarding, and it's just like, now I can't even do that. I was trying to mess around with the lefty for a bit, but that was just too hard. I got good at switch trays though, lefty somehow. Like I remember just whipping those out when I was injured. But I couldn't go full-time lefty. It's too hard.
Well, now you're back and you're shredding. Dude, like you're getting good tricks. They look good. They're difficult tricks, like all those crazy shove it to the things you've been doing on the ledge, like with your hand the weird way and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, nobody would even know.
Yeah, I try to land a certain way now too, because...
Well, now you have the extra like fingertip landing.
Yeah.
Sick.
I sometimes just
it's like stylish.
I sometimes just land straight up on this knuckle right here.
Really?
Yeah.
Sick.
Just because like the way it's like curved a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's just like I land right there.
Oh yeah.
And then like
That's
I try not to land tricks with my fingers like fully extended anymore. So like every time I land a trick, it's like this finger's like curled like that, and then this one's a little more straight.
Yeah.
So it's like that instead of just like straight out.
Dude, back in the day, it used to be like a thing like, oh, did you land fingertips? Like everything was, you gotta land fingertips. Like, I don't know, 2007 or something. It was just like the thing to do. Like if you watch old videos, like there was like Alex McMillan was super good at like every trick. He just like rolled away like this and like flexed his hand. It was so funny. Like,
yeah. I can't do, that's so hard. Riding away, I can land fingertips, but like riding up too, that's so difficult. I see people do that and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
What was your biggest challenge? You can't say something you already mentioned. What was your biggest like challenge in life, or the hardest thing you've gone through? And what did you learn from it in the end?
Oh man. That's hard to say, dude. Oh man. I mean, without including injuries, I guess. I don't know. Like, maybe my injuries have been, because those put me in some, like, very difficult mental, like, I don't know the word for it, like, battles, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of, like, because when I broke my ankle, like, I couldn't walk for, like, 3 months and stuff. And it was my right ankle, too, so I couldn't drive. So I was just, like, stuck at the house, and it's just, like, stuck at the house every day, not, like... It was a challenge to just even go get breakfast, because, like, I just had crutches, and you're just like, oh my god, I gotta go down like 5 stairs and just go out into the kitchen and make food, like on one foot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then like not seeing anybody either too for like that whole time. Having like a crazy sleep schedule. My sleep schedule was so bad. It was like it was like the opposite of what it is now. I'd like go to bed at like 8 a.m. Wake up at like 5 p.m. and it was just like so bad. I don't know, maybe I know you said not to mention it.
Well, you can mention it. Like, I mean, that's another aspect that we didn't already cover. So that's what I meant. Just like not what we just said.
Yeah,
so,
it was just very dark times in my life. I feel like just like for that whole recovery process. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think what I learned from that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I learned like if you put your mind to it, you can do stuff. I guess that's what I've been learning. I feel like I've been learning that slowly my whole life, almost. If you like put your mind to it, you can like actually accomplish what you want.
Yeah.
You just gotta try. Because if you don't try, you're never gonna like learn from that mistake of trying, or you never know. You might just get it.
Yeah, that's good advice too. Because like a lot of times, it just feels like you can't do something for whatever reason. Like maybe, there's something kind of holding you back, or there's like a real physical challenge or injury, and you're just like, I can't do that. And then if you get it into your head that like maybe you can do it, then it's like you at least have the energy to try. And then once you try, it's like, oh, maybe I didn't do it well, but I did it. And then it's like, oh, I did it. I can do it better next time. And then like the next day you do it again, and it's easier. And like, yeah, like it's crazy the potential that we have and that we don't know we have at the same time. And it's like putting your mind to it is like the crucial component that separates like can and can't,
Yeah. I think about it with skating too. Like, you're just scared to try this trick. And you're like, it's this like whole battle in your head, like of what ifs and that what could go wrong. Like, can I ride away? Can I even do it? But like if you really just like try and you're just like mindful of every single time you're trying it, like you just kind of like know what you're doing and just kind of like let it happen almost. I don't know, it's like a mindset for skating. You just like I feel like that helps me with like a lot of stuff in life too. Just like that mindset, like knowing it's a process and knowing sometimes I've never been like a skateboarder to like get something first try. Like it's always like a process for me, like stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then like the final stage is like you did it. So it definitely helps with like just life lessons.
All right, what's the 4-step process, huh?
The 4-step process for like skating, like getting a trick. Trying to think, just like popping, I guess. Like I guess the first one is like going for it, I guess, and then like popping, and then trying to catch it, and sticking it, and then riding away. So maybe it's like a 5-step process.
Yeah.
Just like
it's like each try you have to like get further, where it's like, all right, I figured out the first part, I figured out the catch, and now it's like, all right, I have it. I have to actually commit and land it now. Like,
yeah, I feel like they're all like stages too. You're like, all right, like I get to this stage pretty easy, and now I can keep getting to this stage. And then it's just like, all right, now I got to get to the next stage, like the next level of this one trick. And it's just like always like, I don't know. That's how I've never been that dude to just like, I have some friends that can just pull stuff out first try, and I'm just like, dude.
Yeah.
What the hell?
But they had to at least have learned that somewhere. Like at some point they didn't have that yet. But yeah, there's definitely like some skate tricks I'll go and like I'll think about it and I'll do it first try and just be like, whoa, it worked. Like total amazement. It's like I didn't think it was going to work first try. I was expecting to go through the normal battle of like, you know, learning each part of it, like you said, basically, like beginning, middle, and end. It's like, okay, now I got the whole thing, put it together and right away. But sometimes you just land it first try, and then other times it's like, you know, 2 hours of trying it and then barely landed at the end or something, or 2 months of trying it.
Yeah, dude, the fakie heel I was just trying was like a 6-month process, dude, of just like, I probably stuck it over 20 times maybe, like, just like, I wasn't trying it all the time, but I was just like, a little bit here, a little bit there, and yeah, I got it the other day, and I was just like, what was I even thinking when I like landed it? Like, I was trying to like, almost like kind of blacked out a little bit, like, just like, that's all it took, like, I don't know, that stuff trips me out because it's almost like you're a blank sheet when you do it. You're just like,
Yeah.
Like, what data did I just collect doing that? Like, I don't know, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, skateboarding is crazy because it's like so much of it is mental and so little of it is physical, even though the whole thing's technically just physical. And it's like sometimes it's in your head, something clicks and then you land it, and other times it's like you're not even thinking at all. You're like not even there, and
Right.
you just did the trick and you're already done, and you're like, what just happened?
You're like, that is just that easy. I should have just done that from the start.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have had like broken boards and fucking been beating myself up with like beat up legs. And yeah, dude, it's and the high you get from it too, dude, just like riding away, you're just like, you're like on cloud 9. You're just like, holy crap, that really just happened. Like you like don't even believe it. You're just like,
Yeah.
wow. Like, I don't know how to describe that feeling, but it's the best feeling, dude. Like,
It's why we skateboard. It's a big part of it anyway.
100%.
Yeah. I think even just skateboarding has like a tiny pinch of that feeling, and then it's like when you do a trick, you get a little more of it, and then you do like a trick that you've been trying for a long time, and it's like, poof, you get
Yeah.
a huge blast of like, wow,
Yeah,
like,
dude.
so good.
Yeah, same for fingerboarding too. When you're like battling a trick and you're just like, really want to get this a certain way, and you finally get it, and you're just like, yes, finally, like,
Yeah.
feels so good.
You know what's crazy? People who don't skateboard, like, sometimes they don't understand the type of, like, I don't know, whatever it is that we get from, like, trying and failing and trying and failing and trying and failing and then doing it. It's like, some people, they just try something and they give up because they don't know that you can try again and again and it's okay to fail. And, like, I feel like people, like, who skateboard or fingerboard, we're used to the mindset of, like, it's super normal to fail or get rejected or whatever it is, like where something doesn't work out how you want, and all you do is try it again, and you probably won't even do it the second time, and then you keep going, and it's like, that gives you like a mental resilience that like people who don't skate or fingerboard, sometimes they don't have that, and to us it like feels so natural.
Yeah.
Just like keep going, you'll do it.
Yeah, I feel bad for them never feeling that. Like, I don't know, like that feeling is just, I wish everybody could feel that feeling.
Yeah.
Because, like, if they had that, so everybody could feel it, like, I feel like, I don't know, everybody's outlook would be different. I'm just like, wow, there is, like, a way.
Yeah.
It's like a process.
It's like it helps your like determination and confidence and all kinds of things. Like you can be more confident when you fail because you know it's like bringing you closer to succeeding.
Right, yeah. Yeah, dude. You gotta stick to that 5-stage process, 5-step process, dude.
Yeah.
That's all it is, man. All in life.
What's your favorite tattoo that you have?
Oh, favorite tattoo?
Yeah.
I have like a big bull on my rib cage. Have you ever seen it?
What? No.
Oh,
You
yeah.
want to show it?
Yeah, I'll show it. I got like this
Whoa.
big bull with swords. I don't know if you can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
That's crazy.
this big bull. I got this from my grandmother.
Cool. What's the like reasoning behind it?
The story behind that, when I was little, I'd always go over my Nana's house, my grandmother, and she's from Cuba, so she just would like have all these like crazy artifacts and stuff. And she used to have this like this bowl that she got from Spain. It was like this like metal bowl, and then in the back of it there was like all these like miniature swords, and you could just like pull the miniature swords out that were like really well crafted. I still have it.
Oh,
I'll have
cool.
to bring it over sometime.
Yeah.
But you can like pull out all the swords, and there's like all these little like, oh, they're just so well made. And I would always just like play with them because I was like a little kid and stuff, and like I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And like, I don't know, it just made sense because like she's from Cuba and she's Spanish, and so like the bulls and stuff, and there's like a big thing in Spain and stuff, like running with the bulls.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, like I've always thought my grandmother's like one of the strongest people I know too, for like taking that giant journey and risk to like come to the United States and stuff. So like, and she's like, I think she's like in her 80s, mid 80s or something like that.
Cool.
So, and she's had like a bunch of like surgeries and stuff, but like she's just like, I just think of her as like strong as a bull almost. So
Yeah.
I kind of, that's what the meaning for that tattoo is for me.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and it's fitting too because I got this when I was on a trip in Barcelona.
Cool.
So like I got it in Spain and
Yeah.
stuff where that bull had come from. So I don't know.
Yeah,
it was
that's
just too
amazing.
perfect.
Super cool.
Yeah.
What was that journey like from Cuba? Do you know any like details?
I think it was in like the 80s that she came. I mean, I think she had like a little bit of family already. I think in the 80s they had like, Cuba had like a huge, like they opened up like the borders or something, and they let like thousands and thousands of people leave Cuba and like go to the United States and stuff. But yeah, she had to wait, I forget how many years, but it was like something like over 10 years just to get the visa,
Wow.
just to bring the whole family over.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like she had applied for it, and she just had to like wait, and she just like stuck through it.
10 years, dude.
It's crazy, man, just to bring over like her 3 kids and her husband and stuff, and come to Massachusetts of all places. Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy, man. Like, yeah, Cuba, like I've always asked her about like her history and stuff because I'm just like kind of fascinated, like where she's come from and all the struggles she's had to deal with in Cuba and stuff. And it's just like I think about it, I just like thank her like every time I think about it, like thank you for like doing what you had to do to like get here,
Yeah.
for me to like live this life and stuff. Like, it's just crazy, man.
It really is. Like, I have a similar thing. My parents, my dad and then my grandparents came from Russia, and it was like, I don't know, 70s or 80s, like kind of same time-ish. And like, you know, obviously both our families left those places because they were really bad,
Right.
really hard to live there and stuff. And now we have like a perfect life where everything's so easy and we can, you know, do anything we want basically and figure out a way to do it because like this country is like pretty good for that and all. And like people sometimes like don't understand what's so good about living here because like they don't have a personal connection with like what it might not be like to be living here, you know, where it's like, you know, we got to hear like stories of like, you know, we couldn't get a car and we couldn't buy food, the grocery store was empty for a week and whatever. Like that doesn't happen here ever.
No.
And people don't even know. And it's like everybody who lives here should be super grateful. Like it's hard to be
Right.
grateful when you don't know anything better, but it's like we really live in like one of the most secure environments for a human to live in. Just like anything you need, you can just get it.
Yeah.
And in fact, now you can order it. You don't even have to leave your house.
You don't even need to leave your house.
It's insane. So like super, super lucky to be here.
Yeah, like she would tell me stories about how she would have to like, they'd give you like a booklet and they would just like stamp what you got for the month. Like you'd get like a pound of chicken for like the month,
Whoa.
like a gallon of milk for the month. Like I don't know exactly what the measurements were, but it was just like you had like a set limit
Yeah.
of stuff you could have each month, and like they would give you like a pamphlet, and you would like that, and if you got it like marked off, like you can't get another one for that month.
Yeah.
So, and I think about it too, because it's just like, I'm like, when she moved here, like this is what she wanted for the next generation, was to like grow up in America and like live a good life and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, I can't take that for granted. Like, all she did was for me to like live this. So I gotta, anytime I think about it, I'm like, I gotta do my best. But
Yeah.
you know, it's,
No, that's really awesome. Like,
yeah, little inspirational right there, but
very inspirational. Like, gratitude is so important, and like that's just such like a wholesome reason for it, you know.
yeah, I love my Nana, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. We got to get her on the show.
Oh man, she barely speaks English, dude.
Cool.
She's like, yeah, sometimes I have a hard time communicating with her, like, because my mom speaks Spanish and English, so she communicates. Like, she gets most words, and I can get like what she's saying sometimes, like when she uses like key Spanish words that I know.
Yeah. So you just know a little bit of Spanish?
A little bit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to really speak it fluently, but like when I hear somebody say like a word that I recognize in a sentence, I'm like, oh, you're talking about like the
Yeah.
phone or something, or you're talking about like random stuff. I'm like, okay. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I feel like, because I went to Barcelona, and like, I feel like I was almost like learning it more there and stuff. And
Yeah, once you go somewhere, you start picking it up because it's like everywhere around you.
yeah. I've always wanted to learn it, but
I always like to ask, like, what are your biggest weaknesses? Because those are kind of the things that you can learn the most from.
oh man, biggest weaknesses. That's a hard one, dude. I'm not sure. I mean, I feel like I should know. Maybe. It's hard to say. I don't really know, man.
We got another perfect human! No. I don't even know what mine is either. It's definitely like you have to think about it.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. Maybe just like public speaking. I feel like going into an auditorium is just like insanely hard to do if you had to like
Yeah.
talk to like a bunch of people.
Do you ever get in a situation where you have to do it?
Thankfully, no.
That's why I was laughing, because I was like, do you do that?
No, I work
Yeah.
by myself like all day.
Yeah.
So I'm just like in production, just like welding, like
Yeah.
not really speaking to anybody. So I'm just like, I got my headphones in, just like listening to music or like a podcast, and I'm just like, thankfully I don't have to public speak, dude.
Yeah. All right, then that's an easy one. All right, then how about strengths? What are your biggest strengths?
I don't know. Maybe like my imagination. I feel like I can think pretty good outside the box. Oh, Rhombus made
Yeah.
a special guest
Come on,
appearance.
Rhombus. Jump in.
She wants to be involved. Yeah.
Yeah. How's it going? Oh, she's freezing. Where were you? She's so cold.
Oh, she's purring.
Very good. All right, welcome, Rhombus. All right, Rhombus wants to know, tell us about this imagination of yours.
I feel like that's what helped me get these benches going and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
just thinking about just cool designs and like the parks I've made too. Like, just kind of like thinking about like how to do it and stuff. Just like what could go where and how to make it the best. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe like navigation too. I feel like I've always been like really good at navigating like where I'm going, so like I never get lost.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Sick. Yeah, that's like, some people have that as like a natural sense. My mom has that. You can put her somewhere she's never been, and she'll like tell you how to get to, like, you can tell her like, oh, I want to get to here from here, and she can just take you, like, no GPS, no map, nothing.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with like remembering like where, like especially like if we were like skating Boston or something, like
Yeah.
pushing around, you're just like, where's the car? You're just like,
oh,
oh,
it's
you
over
gotta,
there.
you gotta go this way, that way, this way. And
Yeah.
people are like, what? I feel like
That's awesome.
they get lost or something. Like it's
I'm
almost like
terrible at that.
it's almost like a map in my brain. Like
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, you went this way, that way, this way, that way.
That's so cool.
Kind of remember.
Sometimes if I like hang out somewhere for like a week, like in a different town I'm visiting or something, like there's like one day where I feel like the map like clicks in my head and I can like see it as a map and I'm like, oh, now all of a sudden everything just connected. I know where they all are now, but it's like takes me so long. And then yeah, like some people like you can just do it instantly.
Yeah,
like, you just have it. It's so cool.
I don't know if it's like a survival thing or not, like in my DNA.
Must be, yeah.
I'm just like I've always been like, all right, where do you gotta go in case like something happens or something? I don't know, like just all these hypotheticals. You just like need to like go somewhere.
Yeah.
Just like figure it out.
It's super cool. I mean, basically everything we do like comes from a necessity in the past where it was more important to be able to do stuff like that, or like anything that somebody's good at, like probably someone in their ancestry like had to be good at that to survive. And now it's just like you almost don't have to be good at anything anymore because it's like we have so many resources and tools and like the internet and stuff, but up until recently you had to be like, depending where you were and what you did, you had to be at least good at something specific in order, like depending on where you ended up, to thrive there.
Yeah, definitely. Like they had to like the ingenuity that they used to have to like make a house and like get like water or just like carry water and like just
yeah. Like, could you carry water on your head? You even know how to do that?
No, dude.
Some people have to do that, like miles.
I could never.
Crazy.
I couldn't even imagine. Yeah, that's probably my biggest strength, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I've always had that since I was like a kid.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, navigation and mixed with creativity, it's like you can do a lot with both of those, you know? Like, I feel like your creativity is really like another strong suit because it's like making things. Like, some people, they'll sit there and just be like, I don't know what to make. And then so they don't make a thing. Like, it's over already before it even started. So it's like, even just being able to come up with ideas, like it sounds so basic, but it is a big thing.
Yeah, it's like almost ideas. like a puzzle almost. Yeah, you're just like putting the pieces together and seeing how they come out, and trying to rearrange them.
Totally, especially building parks is like that. I feel like.
Yeah, especially parks like that. I have like a bunch of parks that I've made, and I feel like I just stare at them for a while too before like I make them, and I'm just like, all right, what could go where, what could go here, and kind of like stage it a little bit to see if it looks right.
Yeah.
And then you just get like another idea. It's like you have to like almost like get bored to like have a great idea.
Dude, that's a huge thing. Right now, like more than ever before, or less than ever before, people don't get bored now because we have cell phones and so much entertainment everywhere and like infinite knowledge on the internet. Like, people never just sit with nothing and like get bored, but it's like when you do that and you get bored, it's like that's when the creativity like goes to the next level because you really just start thinking and like thinking about different things that normally you wouldn't think about because you didn't have time because you were reading or using Instagram or whatever the heck you were doing, like watching something. So it's like it's super important to take time to get bored.
Yeah, because that's how you think outside the box, and like I feel like if you weren't bored, like you wouldn't. If you were like always doing something or like just staring at a TV, and like where are you gonna have like your ideas? Like I feel like some of my best ideas for like making something, like with either it's like a bench or a park, is just because I was just like bored and I was just like overthinking it so much that I was like, oh, this is a great idea, and then you just go with it.
Yeah, it's awesome. The secret to creativity is getting bored.
Yeah.
I think it could be. I think that's a big part of it, actually.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Let's see what the Instagram people wrote for questions. Oh, what's your birthday?
My birthday? January.
It's his question.
You don't know my birthday, dude?
No, I just wanted him to ask you.
Oh, okay. Just checking, dude. January 4th, 1995.
Best fingerboard product you've ever used that isn't your brand. So you can't say your benches.
Like obstacle or just like
They just said product.
Product?
Could be anything.
I think for obstacles, I really like what Ryan Bernard's doing, like with Loft.
Yeah.
Yeah, his obstacles are awesome, dude. Like I don't know, his stuff's like super good.
Yeah, the way he rounds the edges and like polishes the sides and everything.
Yeah, it looks super good. I love his obstacles. Maybe for like wheels, definitely flat face wheels.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the best wheels in the biz.
Thank you.
Yeah, I always go back and forth between Black River and Dynamics. I feel like once I start using one pair of Dynamics, like I really like the Dynamics and that's all I want to use. And then like if I start using Black River, it's like, all right, I just want to use Black River.
Yeah.
And like I just go back and forth.
Yeah, for me it depends on the board. Like some setups are better with one or the other.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll set one up with like, either one, and then like if I don't like it, I'll try it with the other one and then see if it's better or something.
Yeah.
Because like Dynamics make the wheelbase longer, and then Black Rivers make it like a little shorter, which will like completely change the performance of the board.
Yeah, like with the pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I just been riding Snakehouse boards for a bit too, so
Yeah, dude, that new one's so sick.
yeah, I'm really hyped on this new one, dude. It's a good one.
Oh yeah. Tips for getting better at fingerboarding.
Tips for getting better? Just keep practicing. Just even if it's like simple tricks, just like keep trying and just like perfect like the simple tricks and go from there. And just like I'll sit at my house sometimes and I'll just do the same trick over and over and over again, like something simple. Like I love just going up to a ledge and just front crooking it, make sure I get like a super good pinch, and I'll just front crook like 20 times in a row, just like doing it, trying to do it better than before, like each time.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you do that with like all tricks, it'll help for sure.
Definitely. Do you dream about your sleep in fingerboarding? Nice. Do you dream in your sleep about fingerboarding? We had that same question yesterday, I feel like.
I don't know.
Oh, for Doug. Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I can't recall. I can never remember my dreams, honestly. Like I feel like I don't dream enough.
What do you think the biggest innovation in fingerboarding was?
I mean, either probably like the trucks or like the bearings and the wheels for sure. Like the way the trucks pinch and stuff. Or like how they just like went from like tech deck trucks to like those old stiff ones that just like couldn't pinch at all.
Yeah.
To like you actually like pinch a back crook and then the wheels too, definitely. And maybe even the foam grip too. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a huge one too. We're like so used to it, but it didn't always used to be.
Yeah, I used to use like skateboard. I used to rip
Yeah.
like old grip tape off of boards and destroy my fingers. But using it all day, you look at your fingers like it's just all red, and you're just like, what? This is going too hard with this. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like my fingerboard history isn't like quite up there.
How long you been fingerboarding again?
Like high school, but like I never really like got into the history of it. I just kind of like.
Well, like when you started seriously was like you said you were like 16, or was that skateboarding?
It was probably around the same time. Like,
Yeah.
I probably learned how to like ollie and kickflip when I was like 15 on a fingerboard, and then I was on a tech deck, and then I just skated tech decks for a while. I never really like thought much about like where the stuff came from. I don't know. I was always more into like obstacles, I guess.
Yeah, just like doing it.
Like setting up like cool, like with the tech parks, like making like different parks, like combining them all and stuff. I used to make like so many different parks.
Yeah, sick.
So.
Why are you so great with heel flips? And what's the key to heel flip like him? There you go.
Heel flips.
You have a fan of your heel flips.
I just put this finger in this pocket, like on the tail.
Show it to this camera if you can.
Right here. Like the pocket that's closest to you for heel flip. I put my finger like right in that pocket, and I put the front finger like right almost near the bolts. And then I kind of curl it a little bit, and I kind of just throw it. Almost, you just kind of like flick it, like I don't know. It's like almost pressure, but like then it's like flicking too.
Yeah, that's like very similar how I do them too. It's like curling and then like uncurling kind of as you're going.
Yeah, I used to have this problem where I would do heel flips and they would always turn, like front side a little bit.
Yeah.
So then like I just kind of turned my hand the opposite way of it, the way it was flipping, and it kind of straightened them out. So it was like, I don't know, that kind of helped straighten out my heel flips.
Yeah, cool. That's like, yeah, I tell people a lot, like if you're flipping, like you're trying like heel flip, let's say, and it's doing like frontside heel, just like try to do a backside heel. Like, you know, just try to spin it the other way until it straightens out.
Yeah.
That seems to help. Cool. Somebody said who?
Who?
And someone else said, what was your most difficult trick to land when you learned it?
My most difficult trick when I learned it? I don't know. Maybe like switch heels have always been like the hardest trick for me.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, like switch heel into anything really. Because I can do switch heels somewhat on flat, but like having the consistency to like getting into like a grind or like a slide, like anytime I do a switch heel into anything, I'm like kind of juiced up. Even though it's like easy for some people, I get juiced.
I can't even believe it if I do switch heel to like anything. I'm always surprised.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like I'll have it for like a slight window.
Yeah.
I have to get it within that window of trying, or I'm just not gonna get it.
Yeah. It's either it works or it's not going to.
Yeah. Like switch heel 5-0. Like I've always feel good when I do those, or like switch heel tail. But
back tail or front?
It's front tail.
Ooh, sick. Dude, I feel like I don't even know if I've done that. Maybe I have, but not that I can think of. That's a rare one for me.
It's a hard one. I feel like it's easier than like switch heel back tail, because I have a hard time getting switch back heels like that.
Yeah, they're really hard. But I don't know. Sometimes they just go if you get lucky.
Yeah, I think for me it's easier to like almost like switch front heel that way, because you're kind of like throwing it that way.
I think you're right, because like switch varial heel is pretty easy.
Yeah. So like switch heel tail. That always, or like nollie heel front nose, or hoof.
Yeah.
I know John Coyne's probably gonna watch this.
Before we wrap it up, you're gonna have to tell us the story of hoof.
Oh, hoof! I should save that for him. He's the genius behind it.
All right, get him on. Yeah, we'll do it.
He said he was down.
Yeah, yep, coming soon.
John Coyne coming to you soon.
Cool. All right. Anything else?
I don't know. Follow me on Instagram.
Yeah, where can people find your amazing work and your fingerboarding?
I just changed my name. I was Faceless FB, and now it is Webb's Worldwide with an underscore. And
tell us about this underscore.
Well, someone took it. Someone took just like
really?
Someone took just like Webb's Worldwide with like nothing at the end. So
and like not even a fingerboard thing?
Nope.
Yeah.
I checked about it. I checked it like a month or two ago when I was thinking about changing it and stuff to see if anyone took it.
Yeah.
And then when I went to go change it, like someone took the name, and I was like, oh. So I just put the little underscore after. So
cool.
But yeah, hopefully the site's launched by the time this comes out. I'm hoping. It'd be nice. I gotta get on top of things.
Yeah.
Having too much fun, man. It's summertime now. It's like, it's nice outside. You want to go outside and skate and like...
Dude, making a website is fun though, especially at night.
Yeah. Yeah, I need it. I'm gonna get. It's like 95% done. I just need to.
It's got to be done by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah. Hopefully, fingers crossed. I think we'll get there though. I think.
Cool. Well, if it's up, I'll put a link in the description.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. Awesome. Well,
All
dude,
right.
this was super fun.
Yeah. Thank you, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Awesome stuff.
Sweet.